because you're a woman by default, you're going to get attention from the 400-pound life, when you 400, 500-pound life, when them people be on the show and they got to tear down the door to carry them out. All them big women was never single. There was still a man in there. So you getting access to a man is not a flex. You getting access to the man that you want is the challenge. So if you can't do that as a woman that's been getting access to men since 18, you are the equivalent to that.
Damn.
So until you're willing to make that adjustment, that's why your outcome is what it is. I'll never have men or women come into my office and they walk out thinking society and the world has to change so that I can live life. You have to point the greatest success you can make is to make it your responsibility, even if it's not.
So, wow. Man. So let me ask you something. Ladies, do you not think that you have to make changes to get the man you really want? Do you think or don't think you have to make changes to get the man that you really want? And so far, a lot of women think they do not have to make changes. But listen to this, brother. Maybe it changed their mind. So let's check him out, man. And let's see what he got to say.
I was about to say that a large group of them women believe that they're the prize, so they don't even know anything about going to go gain access to a particular plethora of man or a class of man. If they're already predisposed to think that they're the prize.
If they're in an echo chamber all day hearing that they're 10s and, you don't have to adapt for a man, you let them come after you, then yeah, of course you're going to yield those results every time. And I think that's the main issue is that, we talked about the communications, and women don't really care to listen to men. They don't want to believe what it is that men are telling them. And they're constantly reinforced that they are doing the right thing and the men are doing the wrong thing. But we've told these women on the panel, not just in particular this show, but different panelists that have came on over and over and over again, that you're going to have to make some adjustments. And it does take humility, like you said, but most people aren't willing to because they feel like they're doing the right thing. They're not really trying to hear women are saying it. And I've mentioned the word competitive, and people will get extremely angry because I said the dating market is competitive.
Now, he is really saying something true. And also, if you bring up fitness, why does that offend you women? It's certain things that we try to tell you that if you want these certain type of dudes, these are certain type of things you have to do, but you get offended because maybe that's some work for you to do, or I have no idea. But you get offended over the things that we're trying to tell you, well, if you overcome this, your outcome will be better. But you would rather listen to your girlfriend and go with the opposite. And then you get the bad results.
But women don't feel the need or have the humility to compete for men in a competitive market. If you won't compete in a field that's competitive, what result can you possibly get?
We also heard a lot of women say that they don't compete for no one. All the other ones do. All the other ones do.
Well, if when you turn 18, you had access to men that was your age, in their 20s, in their 30s, and in their 40s. And that primarily was offered to you specifically because of your biology and not something you had to earn. You've now had 12-year run of not having to work for attention that's naturally going to be granted to you. Anybody, if I was a woman, I'm sure my mindset would have been very different than what it is as a man.
Wait. Hold on.
I get and understand. I get and understand that.
I got to expose you to something before you go there on the youth.
Okay.
We done did it many times, but I'm gonna let the women question you on this.
Okay.
Because when you talk about a woman becoming 18 and having access to different brackets, age groups of men because of her biological position, her youth, and all these other stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you can debunk it or you're gonna actually substantiated, maybe. But
Okay.
there's this frontal lobe argument.
Mm-hmm.
You heard of it? I don't
Yeah.
I don't need to say nothing more, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, this, regardless of the development of the frontal lobe and who's develops faster and all this other stuff, I guess the main point I was trying to bring up is you typically had a run that your 18-year-old male counterpart didn't.
Correct.
He has to build up his value. So if the 18-year-old man effectively has very little to offer most single women. So he has to learn what women want and obtain it and become it. By default, a woman who's getting the attention up front, because her value is up front, if you are a poor mate selector, by the time you've gotten to 30, 32, 35, 40 plus, a woman that refuses to adjust to the type of man that she wants is effectively the equivalent of a male incel.
Woo. Man. Look at there at the bottom. Look how they looked up. Those two right there, Bo and Lashia, whatever, Lashia. Caught their attention that time, didn't he?
Involuntary celibate. Involuntary celibate is a male that can't get access to women and he refuses to do something about it.
Exactly.
So that loser over there to the left, that guy that's not, that no woman's checking for, and he's refusing to put the work in to adjust to the market of what women's expectations are so that he can get not only the caliber of woman that he wants, but access to women, period. Because you're a woman by default, you're going to get attention from the 400-pound life, when you 400, 500-pound life, where them people be on the show and they got to tear down the door to carry them out. All them big women was never single. There was still a man.
Exactly. Exactly.
So you getting access to a man is not a flex. You getting access to the man that you want is the challenge. So if you can't do that as a woman that's been getting access to men since 18, you are the equivalent to that.
Damn.
So until you're willing to make that adjustment, that's why your outcome is what it is.
Woo, let me slow the brother down for a minute. He got them so quiet, they can't do nothing but just move their head. But as a Brotha Podcast, y'all got to check him out. And Darwin McPherson. They got some good stuff.
Never have men or women come into my office and they walk out thinking society and the world has to change so that I can live life. You have to point, the greatest success you can make is to make it your responsibility, even if it's not. If it went wrong, there's something I have to do different. In my marriage,
Put your hand
in
down,
my
girl.
kids, in my friendships, in my relationship, the onus is on me.
So let me
Go ahead.
Let me test your logic real quick on that. It's gonna be really quick. Are you saying that if a woman desires a man that prefers or require a woman to be 140 pounds, but she's 200, are you saying on the record that she need to go lose weight?
Yes.
Thank you.
Hold on. If this is the man she wants.
Yeah, I know. I agree with you. I just wanted to go on the record.
Yeah, because only in America can we say only America can we say the type of job and salary that we want, but we don't want to have to show up for the interview and want to show up late and make our own rules. Everywhere else in your life, if you wanted the degree, how many credits did you have to take? How many classes did you have to do?
Yeah.
You wanted that job? How many interviews did you have to go through? What's the uniform? How many times do you have to be in the office? Everywhere else in your life, there are steps and protocols and things that will lead you to the outcome you want. But then when it comes to the man that you want there to be no rules. Take me as I am. The take me as I am men are the men that nobody else wants.
Mayor J. Block.
Woo! See that? The man nobody else want. I remember women saying that they got to take me for who I am. I was like, okay. Don't be surprised now you end up with the same or worse. Men just want 3 little things: feminine, fit, and friendly. That'll get you in there.
So I know this might be a little bit off the direction that you're going.
Yeah.
But what is your thoughts on the panderer phenomenon? And I've been trying to study it right now. But in terms of how are these people that get behind the microphone and pander able to captivate such a large audience so consistent whenever that large audience can go and look at the facts and see that this guy is playing on your feelings and still turn you into a paying client?
Well, because advertisers know that it's easier to sell to women and children. So if advertisers know that, people that want to get on these platforms know that as well. So if you know that I think it's like 80% of the consumer debt is women. They know they'll spend the money. They know that they'll be on social media. And they know they would love to jump into somebody telling them what they want to hear, even if it's not true. They know that.
Tell them what they want to hear.
My argument is to put women on game to what's going on. If everything that's coming out of a man's mouth makes you feel good, you should be running. Unless you think you're perfect. Unless you think you're perfect and there's nothing to change. At some point, you should hear something that kind of pricks you. Like, oh, I need to tighten up. I need to change that about myself. That's an area I need to grow in. If the guy or the man or woman with the microphone is always saying the blame is the other party, the blame is the men, it ain't you, you're never going to get that. Like, as a therapist, if you came in for 6 months and I agreed with you, all your problems is everybody else but you, what do you have to change?
Well, let's take your morals off the table.
Sure.
If you were making a critical decision to come into as a podcaster, and your sole focus and your only priority and importance was to make as much money as you can, would you come in the field that you're in, or as a panderer? Take your morals off the table.
They'll come as pander. That's why they got them.
Yeah.
Thank you. That confirms.
And I know with one, and they actually do it now with men and women. With now they're telling men and women what each side wants to hear, which is what's driving the gender war thing even worse. So now you have this whole market of podcasters, red pill space, black pill space, where it's everything that's wrong in society is because of women. That's how they're marketing it. And now the guys who's not getting the success that they want in the dating market, the issue is the women.
And again,
so
don't want to make the changes.
Why I can't get the type of woman I want. It's because of the women. If the women just was better, then everything will be fine. And then on the other side, all the issues are men. Men ain't men no more. The reality is, we all got work to do. But to me, if you become more aware of the propaganda and indoctrination and the attempts to pander to you, you'll actually know when politicians are lying to you, when life coaches are lying to you, when podcasters are lying to you. Now you see through it. And you'll know it because if you watch enough of their material, they will never speak on certain issues or issues pertaining to certain sexes. It'll be obvious. Yeah. So the guys that's going on tour and they sound like they a poet and they say this stuff on stage, but not one time has he ever said something about what a woman needs to change. He's telling her it sounds good. Women fall in love with what they hear. Men fall in love with what they see. So this is why when they want to market to men, OnlyFans, sex sells. Yep. They know how to market to us. How do they market to y'all? Tell y'all what y'all want to hear. If you start to learn this and start from an intellectual state, start breaking down why I believe what I believe, and start is the outcomes of what I'm having currently what I want, you'll have to start relooking in. I got to change something. Who I'm listening to, who I'm influenced by, who I'm going to for help and support. It changes the game. Because you're a woman by default.
And guys, this brother broke it down as best as it could be. As best as it can be. And if you didn't get this and got an understanding on where you supposed to be, on what lane you need to be in, I don't know what else to tell you. I don't know what else to tell you. So, hey, hope y'all enjoyed it. Hope you got something out of it. Make sure you hit that subscribe, like, and share, and check out the next ones. It's just as good. Peace.